Hello, everybody, and welcome to our chat with Castles, Capes, and Clones. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sorry about my camera, but I couldn't get my other cam to work, so we're gonna have to kick it old school with my computer webcam.
It's like we're
Anyway,
back in the 2000s.
what?
It's like we're back in the early 2000s.
I know. So anyway, I see DC and I see Cammy. Thanks for coming to our live. I know that the two of you are subscribed, but if there's anybody out there that isn't subscribed, would like to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And but what you two can do is like this post before you leave. That would be lovely. So anyway, we are going to do things. Oh, I should say that I am Loren, and I'm here with Rich. As you know, how are you doing, Rich?
Doing all right. You seem a little flustered, but
I know. I don't know. It was because I had this computer problem before, like right before. So I haven't had a chance to like calm down from that. So now I'm just like, ah. So anyway,
gotcha.
hello, Bloom. Nice to have you join us. There they are, Allie and Pete. Yay.
Hello.
Um anyway, what's been going on with you?
Same old, same old. Um, I went to Disneyland last night, and I should have a video up about that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Nice.
So, I mean, I didn't really do anything special. It's just a stroll around the parks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I think people like to see your vlogs from the park. I think that's a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
can't wait to see it.
Soon.
What do you say?
Soon. I have to finish editing
Yeah.
it. So,
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, my life has been fairly boring.
man.
Nothing new. I have a lot of um videos to edit though. I what ends up happening is I end up doing a lot of bulk filming
Mm-hmm.
because I have like all this stuff on my ground and I just want to get it off of it. So then I
I hear
like
ya.
film a whole bunch of stuff and then I have all this editing I need to do. So, it's hard. Oh, there's Danielle and Ben. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Um,
Yeah, I have a bunch of stuff coming in. Like
yeah,
the whole set of Eternals figures are coming, or on their way.
yeah, I know, huh?
But I have to
Can't wait.
I have to wait until the film comes out to actually unbox it because I can't talk about who they are because I have no idea.
You don't know. Yeah, you don't know who they are. I know.
Because I like to give
I'm gonna be a
information
mystery.
about the characters. I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah,
Here's this. Here's Selma Hayek.
right. Exactly. Uh, oh, my bestie's here, Jamie. Hi, Jamie. How are you? Um, yeah. So I'm excited to see them, though. I'm just excited about the Eternals in general.
Yes. Yeah. There's just a lot of going on in the MCU that
Right.
it's slowly starting to feel like it's coming together,
Coming soon.
but still so many questions.
Right.
We'll get
Right.
into that a little bit later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to do something a little bit different. Actually, I think that we'll move this way in general, just because our friends on the East Coast have to leave a little bit earlier, and or a lot of them do. They've got things called jobs and stuff.
What?
I know, crazy. So I thought we'd start with our main discussion, and we're going to talk about all of the 50th anniversary Disney World stuff. I definitely want to talk about Harmonious, just because that aired. They had the preview last night, and they aired the live stream on Disney Parks. Um, so we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about Magic Man Plus, Kite Tales, Remy's what is it called? Remy's something adventure.
Sure.
In fake fan, hashtag fake fan. I don't know. And Beacons of Magic. So we'll talk about all that. But let's go ahead and talk about last night. They had the last showing of Happily Ever After at the Magic Kingdom. And at the same time, they had the first showing of Harmonious at Epcot. And I thought that that was really interesting that they decided to do that. So
Yeah,
people
right.
kind of had to, I think they
Pick and
wanted to have
choose.
people choose to kind of, you know, hopefully get more
Split
people to
split
go.
the
Yeah,
audience so that it's not super crazy at one.
yeah, because I heard that it is, I heard that it was crazy busy at
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom. And one of my friends described it as like bumper to bumper traffic, like trying to get out of there. They went in the store and literally they couldn't even move.
Wow.
And
That's nuts.
that's always a fun time when you're shopping.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I can't even imagine what that's like. Because, like, the difference between Magic Kingdom and Disneyland, well, there's a lot, but, like, one of the big ones is, like, Magic Kingdom is way more roomy. There's so
yeah,
much more area to move, maneuver and stuff. So seeing
right.
that super busy, that's crazy. I can't even
Mhm.
fathom. Like, Disneyland gets busy because everything's
That's
narrow
par for the
and,
course.
yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah, that's nuts.
Right. Exactly. So anyway, Harmonious. It's very interesting. Did you get a chance to watch it?
Yeah, I've watched. So I watched the official video that they aired last night, and
Mm-hmm.
then a couple of the vloggers that I follow had their videos of it. So I watched
Right.
kind of different perspectives of it because I saw the official one, and I remember watching it going like, I wish they wouldn't switch this camera angle, or like, like there's sometimes where I'm like, don't pan out, and they panned
Right.
out,
All the
and
way
it's like
out
and
and
it's like super out there. I'm like, why is it so small?
right.
So I got to see different angles from the other vloggers.
Mm-hmm.
But but yeah, what did you think?
Uh, David said that Harmonious was beautiful. I loved it. Like I literally cried. I just thought, I mean, I just thought that it was such a nice representation of the World Showcase
Yes.
and in all the different languages. And I just thought that it was such a great show. I wasn't particularly attached to Illuminations. So
Mm.
to have this, I just, you could throw Disney music onto anything and I'll be happy. But I really thought that they, like I love that they had different, movies on there like Mulan and Moana and why am I blanking? Coco.
Yeah.
Coco's always a fun one, but even like Brave to represent the United Kingdom, I thought that that was kind of fun.
And the Hunchback.
And Hunchback, yes, Hunchback. They had God, they had so much music on there. It was great.
Yeah.
Uh, but what is funny? Oh, Cammy hasn't watched it yet. What's funny is after watching it, like some of my friends and I were talking about it,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them was like, "Oh, on Twitter, everybody hates it," and
I mean, that's Twitter. that's
I
where
know,
that's where everyone goes to hate things.
and I was going to like dismiss it, like haters gonna hate and whatever.
Yeah.
But over on Pete and Allie's show, the Thursday Night Wings, which comes right before our show, Pete and Allie talked about, and they weren't fans of it either. And now these are people who I respect, and they were talking about it. And Allie or Pete, whoever's at the control, you can jump in if you want. I don't hate to put you on the spot, but I thought that their comments were interesting because they come from, like, especially Allie is a teacher. um she says, yup, Twitter hates everything. It's true. uh she comes from a theater teacher perspective,
Hmm.
and I thought it was interesting because they were talking mostly about the flow of the music and kind of the different keys that the music was in, and I kind of could see what they were talking about. Like, I definitely heard some of the what they were saying, but I think overall I just loved it. I just loved it.
I
Hated it.
I didn't hate it. Um,
Okay.
I mean, like that's why like I feel like seeing it on in video on YouTube
Mhm.
definitely not the best way to view that. There's so many
It's
different parts
hard.
of that thing because like to me it looks like a culmination of everything they've done. Like it's part World of Color, um,
Mhm.
part Illuminations, part of Fireworks, part all these kind of different things that they've done separately.
Mhm.
So the combination of all of that I think worked, but then sometimes I felt like again also with like I agree with the music flow and like the thing what's lacking for me is like a throughput like a I don't know like I don't say narrative because I don't really do that, but it felt like
All over the place.
kind of like normally there's like a flow to things
Right.
where you can kind of follow some kind of a narrative ish kind of thing. This just seemed very montagey without any kind of actual
Yes.
story.
Welcome, Kelly. Yes, we're talking about Harmonious right now. Um, and Allie says we forgot to say on their stream that they felt like it would be a show for Animal Kingdom minus the fireworks. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. I Yeah, this is kind of what they were saying as well. Like there wasn't a flow of the music and stuff like that. I can see it too. I think for me it was just that I was so into all of the different languages, and again the music. I love the music. Um Alex says, Rich, that's what Pete said. There's no overall story behind let's sing and we sing now and sing more.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Um, and I,
So I could see it. I could see what you guys are saying, even though I still absolutely love the
yeah.
show.
I mean, I like those little tentacle arm thingies and all that kind of stuff, and the things they can probably do with it.
Hmm.
Like I said, like I feel like I need to see it in person just to
Me
see the
too.
whole spectacle of it. Because even though I watched the official one and then a whole bunch of different vloggers' views, the whole time I'm just like, I need to see this in person. Like I need to see all the moving parts and the whole big picture. Because it's very hard to put in the frame everything that's going on with the waterworks and stuff, and then when the fireworks go, they pan, but then you miss things. So it's like it's very hard to get the whole picture. But
Hmm.
just on the music part, you know, it
Yeah.
just yeah, I like I think that's what some of the critique is of World of Color. Sometimes it's the same kind of thing. It felt
Hmm.
very World of Color pacing.
Yeah.
You know,
I can see what you're saying there.
yeah.
Kelly said that she was thinking about the same thing in Animal Kingdom. and she watched it on Resort TV live.
Mm.
So she wasn't there, but she said it felt short. Um,
Fell
yeah,
short. Yeah.
I can see that as well. Although it came to about 20 minutes, I think,
Yeah.
the whole show. Uh, Alex's cousin Rich, you are coming to on our next trip because again, exactly what we said. There you go.
Next trip here or next trip? What's trip?
I think you're talking about Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to
Although
go.
although I keep telling them they need to come out to Disneyland. All of you need to come out to Disneyland because it's awesome.
I feel like I
And
need to make a cousin Rich shirt.
yeah, I would love to meet everybody here. I met Connie. I don't Is Connie here? No, she's not here yet. But I met Connie in person, and that was really fun.
Nice.
So anyway, yeah. If anybody is ever at Disneyland, let us know, and hopefully we can arrange meeting up for sure.
Definitely. Be a
All
good
right.
time.
Yes. Kelly says that she's going to Disneyland tomorrow. I'm meeting Jess Ginger. That's awesome.
Nice.
Give each other a hug for me. And oh, DC, exactly. What's wrong with Sing Sing and Sing some more? That is my language. Exactly. So anyway, all right. Well, moving on from Harmonious, they had other pieces of news, like just a lot of like this Magic Band Plus thing, where the Magic Band will interact at certain points in the park, like during the new Enchanted show, which
Mhm.
is the which replacing Happily Ever After, and where else? In Galaxy's Edge to make
Yeah.
you feel like a bounty hunter, it said.
Yeah, it's I used to work with someone who worked with Imagineering, and he was telling me when Magic Bands first came out, like, oh yeah, they want to do all these crazy things where it would one, it knows where you are in the park, but it can also register your hand movements and all these kind of things. And it sounded a lot like what the Harry Potter interactive wand thing is,
Mm-hmm.
but more because if Disney's going to do something, they're going to do it better, right?
Yeah.
So it sounds like this is what he was talking about. Um, but the information about it isn't specific. It's kind of vague, right? It's like it's interactive, and if you go to Galaxy's Edge, and you can interact with things. I'm assuming differently than the Play app that you can do,
Mm-hmm.
but then also interacts with all those 50th anniversary statues.
Right.
Almost like I think what I'm getting is that you know with especially with the statues because some of them are very clear where they are, but then some of them you kind of like gotta hunt for, right? And I think maybe if you get close, your band will start to like rumble, almost like it'll be more intense the closer you get to something you're trying to find,
Right.
that kind of thing. So that's kind of cool.
I want to know how it's going to interact with the statues. Like, are the statues going to talk to us? That's what I want.
All I know is that now I'm just like, when are we gonna get stuff?
I
When are
know.
we gonna get some kind of
Yeah.
Magic Band interactive thingy to do at the parks
Yeah.
here in
I
Disneyland?
used to object to us having magic bands, but now after having seen them, I kind of want a magic band.
Yeah, I mean, like as things start to get more contactless, it makes a
Hmm.
lot more sense.
Yeah. But now they're starting to move to phones.
Yeah,
It's weird. Like they have these Magic Band Plus things, but then they're also encouraging people to use their phones,
yeah.
and it's very interesting.
I mean, they both like there's many people who don't want to wear something, so
Hmm.
the phone kind of does the same kind of thing. But I like, I mean, I like too that the Magic Band Plus have like lights and
Yeah.
stuff. Which now I'm like, please make a Tron one.
Mhm.
Like I don't even care if I don't even live there or get to go. I would buy like a Magic Band plus Tron band if it had like the Tron lights and stuff.
Yes, I definitely. That definitely would be cool. Kelly said that Disneyland gets gypped every time, so sure. I think it. I don't know how to spell gyp. I think is with a J, but I don't know. If anybody knows for sure, let us know in the comment in the live chat. All right. So they also talked about this hello, like what is it called? Hello
Hello Disney.
Disney.
It's basically like
Yeah.
your Alexa,
Yeah, it's like
Google
Alexa.
Home kind of thing, but
It seems really
Disneyfied.
cool. Yeah, Disneyfied. It seems really cool in the rooms, and
Yeah,
I definitely would try to use it. So
I can see kids. Like I can just
have a good
imagine like
time.
Cassiana, she gets a little bit older, just talking and asking about all the different characters, and then having them do what they do,
Right.
kind of things. I think that should combine. Have you seen like on Amazon their new interactive like robot thing?
No.
So Amazon has got this robot. Looks like I don't know how to describe what it looks like, but it looks like this thing. It's not like if you put an iPad on something that makes a Roomba look like a dog
Hmm.
that follows you around and does stuff, but put like Disney on it. I
Right.
think that would be amazing if they put that in like the hotels.
Yeah, that would be
And
cool.
here's digital Pluto. But yeah, it's basically um, an Alexa kind of thing.
Right.
So it looks cool. And you can, I guess you can buy one also or something like that. Or I didn't. They had a video, and it was like had all these things, but there was like kind of vague about also some things. But it sounded like you can also buy a version of it for the home. So
Hmm. I'm telling you, Skynet is next.
who knew Skynet
Sky
would be Disney?
Skynet. Yeah, I blame Disney for Skynet. Okay, so let's also talk about the opening of Remy's Adventure.
Is that what it's called?
Just going to call it Remy's Adventure. And
The Ratatouille ride.
anybody know what the actual name of the Ratatouille ride is? Let me know in the live chat because I'm totally hashtag fake fan on this.
Haven't you been on
Uh,
it?
huh?
Didn't you go
I
on it
have.
in?
I went on it in Paris
Yeah, yeah.
and it's fun. It's fun. It's not my favorite thing. Like I wouldn't wait hours for it. It's on a trackless system,
Right, right.
and which seems to be where everything is going these days. But it's not like Runaway Railway. I think. I mean, I haven't been on Runaway Railway, but just all of the way that it looks and kind of the way that you're in it feels more intense than Ratatouille. Like Ratatouille, you kind of get the sense that you're a rat, but it's not. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I'm just excited because it's one of my favorite Pixar movies.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, I believe me, it's fun. It
right.
is a fun ride, but it's not. It's not.
I mean, it's an early trackless ride that's been around, so it's
Right.
not like a new ride, right?
Yeah.
Um, and part of when they announced it for Epcot, I'm like, cool. But then they're like, it's the same thing as in Paris. I'm like, oh, I wish they would improve on it,
Hmm.
because they've come so far from when they did that ride.
Right.
Just looking at, and again, we haven't rode Mickey's Runaway Railway, but that looks awesome, right?
It does. It looks so good.
So they
Beautiful.
if they updated it, I would not have objected. Plus, would make it the U.S. version a thing to go see if you've been to the Paris one,
Yeah,
like something different to experience.
it
But
would have been. Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree with you. Cammy says Runaway Railway is my favorite ride ever. It is my favorite ride ever that I haven't ridden yet.
like I cannot
I
wait till it
Yeah,
opens here.
I honestly cannot wait for it to open at Disneyland. Like I know I'm gonna die. I love the Mickey shorts, and it just looks so fun. So I definitely would like to
I just
rock that.
the one thing I'm not looking forward to is how crowded Toontown is going to be. Mickey's Toontown is going to be
Oh, it's
because
gonna be
it's
intense.
not the biggest place, that area, and there's a lot of kids running around already. I can
Hmm.
imagine. I don't even know when it'll, because you know that queue is going to be crazy, even if they do a virtual queue, right? Just judging
Yeah,
by how Rise of the Resistance went, and like even with the virtual queue, Rise of the Resistance had a pretty long queue, and same thing with Web Slingers. It's a pretty
totally.
long queue, even though it's a virtual queue. Like once you get called, you still have to when I rode it the first time, I think it was like a half an hour wait still after
Hmm.
my time was called. So I don't know where we're going to put that in Toontown, unless they're getting rid of that food court.
I bet you they're gonna do virtual queue again.
Right, they will, but like still, like I was saying, like even Resistance and Web Slingers, even with the virtual queue, still had a pretty big physical queue, and I don't know where they're
I
gonna put that.
wonder if they might be building it inside the show building, like a bigger queue.
Maybe
I know.
there's a
It would
big
be
building
great.
behind there. It looks unsightly right now, so I
Yeah.
hope it's not just a
They're going to
building.
put up facades. They're
Yeah,
going to put up facades. But, it is funny that they have the sign on there that says, "What big building?"
that is true.
Yeah. David said that he said, I still think that they need to open a Manticore Tavern.
Yes,
Yes, please.
signed.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would
I
be so
love
awesome.
anything onward. I'm all for it. So
Oh, onward.
let's get it done, Disney.
I saw when I went to Oogie Boogie Bash, someone dressed as the characters
As
from Onward, and I was like, "That's
yeah,
pretty good."
I saw somebody that dressed as Ian, and they took a picture with Ian and Barley.
Mm.
Which, man, why aren't they out more often? They're only at special events now, and it's driving
Yeah.
me crazy.
Onward. Yeah, I feel bad. Like I feel bad for any movie that opened during the pandemic,
Yeah,
but Onward got doubly because it was a theatrical release
right.
and then COVID, right? So
Yeah, it was sad. I definitely think that it got a bad rap because of that. Cammy loves Onward too, definitely. Okay, so moving on. They also have been rehearsing Kite Tales, which is the show in Animal Disney's Animal Kingdom. And as you know, I mean, as you probably can tell, it has kites. It has kites and all these different kind of puppetry and things
puppets
like
of the
that.
sky.
Yeah, it looks cool, although it's kind of sad because on like Instagram and Twitter, people have been posting the rehearsals,
Oh yeah.
and like King Louis took a nosedive into the
Oh.
water, and you know, Baloo was sideways and all this stuff. And it's just like that's rehearsals, I
That's why
mean,
you do rehearsals.
what?
That's why you do rehearsals.
Right, exactly. So I just would definitely, oh, Vicky with it, four exclamation points. That's why I would I don't like to judge anything until I actually see it in person.
Yeah, like kites. I mean, not that I'm a kite enthusiast, but like I've seen, like kites, not just like your Charlie Brown kites, but like people who actually can move them at will in whatever way they want and whatever.
Right.
Um, but you're still kind of at the mercy of wind, right? So
Definitely.
it's not like it won't be perfect all the time, but they
Hmm.
can. That's why they rehearse. Like a lot of the importance of spacing is going to be a big thing, and it's one thing in theory, but like in practicality, you have to actually do it to see
Right.
what works, what doesn't. So, um, I just see it as like a little kind of parade in the sky ish.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. And then there's Beacons of Magic, where they are going to take all of the icons of the parks and make them glitter and glow. And people got a taste of that at Harmonious last night,
yeah,
because the spaceship Earth was lit up with the light, and it looks absolutely beautiful.
yeah.
Like, I will love to see all of these icons lit up. They should just keep it like that because it looks so good.
Especially
You know,
Spaceship Earth.
with like, yeah, especially Spaceship Earth is just such a wonderful,
Yeah, like
like, geometric
yeah. Every
model.
time I see it, it's mesmerizing to me.
Hmm.
You know, um, I didn't get to see it with the whole weird hat thing, which
Yeah,
I'm kind of
neither
glad
did
I
I.
didn't. I like,
I
I
have
kind of like
to.
it. I like it the way it is, but like with lights and stuff, I think it looks. I mean, it looks amazing at night, regardless.
Hmm.
But when I saw, some of the video footage from yesterday, I was like, man, I need to see this.
Yeah, that's something I definitely want to see is the beacons of magic.
Like,
So,
out of them, I want to see that and the Tree of Life. But it also
Tree of
pointed.
Life,
It
yes,
was pointed to the fact that Hollywood Studios needs a better icon than the Tower of Terror.
right.
Like, it's such a weird thing to be like, the Tree of Life, the castle, Spaceship Earth, and the Tower of Terror.
Tower of Terror.
Hey,
Well,
kids.
technically, the Chinese theater is supposed to be the icon, but they always use Tower of Terror.
Yeah, because like probably because it's tall,
I
right?
think that's probably it.
But yeah, I wish they would use. And then yeah, I don't know. I think the Tower of Terror is a weird choice for a symbol of a park for
Right.
kids.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So then the last thing is the Galactic Cruiser is going to launch on March 1st, and booking starts October 28th.
Who
Then
here is
what?
gonna go for it?
Yeah, it's it'll be interesting. I have friends that are, I guess, already booking their thing. I guess they get an advance booking or something. I don't know exactly
Could
how it
be
works,
like
but
because like Disney Visa card
mhm,
members, Disney Vacation Club members, I'm I'm gonna assume also pass holders kind of get first dibs.
maybe, yeah.
Um, but I'd also imagine, because I follow a lot of Disney vloggers from both Disney World and Disneyland.
Hmm.
I'd imagine some of them are gonna get invited. 'Cause I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of confusion about what this is, and they're gonna want, um, the people that people watch on YouTube to show them what it is, right?
Hmm.
So I'd imagine some of them will get a taste for free ish.
Right.
So, but I'm curious to see how quickly these get booked, because and also finally see just how much it is really, because
Right.
like the prices they gave were kind of like based on, it's gonna be like hotels or anything. It's like it also depends on what month you go, what season it
Right.
is, and whatever. So I'm like, did they show us the bare minimum, like the slowest time, or did they give us numbers from the middle, like, or what is the price range of this thing?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, is it going to be more expensive during peak
Peak days,
times
yeah,
and things like that? I guess we will find out soon.
yeah. And can we use vacation club points?
Right. So, Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, which is the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, is going to open in 2022. It was supposed to be open for the 50th, but COVID and all that pushed it back.
Right.
And so hopefully it will still be within the year, the 50th year.
Well, the 50th goes for like more than a year. It's going to be like, I think, 18 months.
Yeah.
So all of 2022, definitely, in a little bit of 2023. So
Right. Right.
yeah, I definitely want to try to get out there in this next 18 months.
It would be so nice.
Yeah. Like I debated whether or not to get a annual pass there.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to go there that much.
Right. I know. I
But
wish.
yeah,
I
yeah.
wish it would be so cool.
Like taking the time off, I can do, but it's just affording then lodging at that point,
Right.
right? So I don't know. One of these
Yep.
times,
Yep.
I
Yep.
plan
Yep.
for it.
First.
Um, to go back on the cruiser, like during the video that they had, they actually showed the bridge of the Galactic Cruiser.
Oh, they
Um,
did.
yeah. So have you seen videos of the Space 2020 restaurant and those
Yes.
big windows and stuff? It looks like that, but just stick a ship bridge in front of it
Right.
with controls. So like, kind of like the Millennium Falcon when you pull the hyperspace lever. Same
Yeah.
thing. They got stations everywhere, and then the lady hosting it did the whole lever thing and went in hyperspace.
Yeah.
So instead of seeing just space and then like an astronaut here and there, there's like ships, a planet. There's like all these cool things out there. So I'm I couldn't tell you when I would be able to go on there, but
Right.
you know
But super excited.
I'm excited to see. Like, so that's why I say there's gonna have to be vloggers and stuff to get invited, because I want to see what they have to show.
What they have, yeah. I'm sure that we'll get lots of video and stuff like that, that we'll be able to see. So I'm just super excited to see that.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to we have to head over to Enchanted. Good night. Good night, Allie and Pete. Thanks for joining us.
Good night.
Um okay, so why don't we go ahead and start with our regular topics, the things we want to talk about. You have one more than I do, so you start.
Yeah. We all knew that the Book of Boba Fett was gonna come out Christmas time,
Mm-hmm.
but they never gave us a solid date until now, and it's going to premiere on December 29th. So the last really
Right.
possible day of 2021.
Here.
Yeah. Um, and they had a little blurb about what it's about, and it's about, I mean, in a very broad sense, Boba Fett and Fennec Shan taking control of Jabba's empire.
Empire, yeah.
So I don't know exactly what that means. If they're going to be as ruthless, or are they going to be like, what's their deal? Like, do they
Right.
want to make it better? They want to make it worse? Who knows?
Night, Cammy.
Good night.
Thanks for joining us. Um, yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what that show is about. I'm just excited for it. I'm super excited.
Yeah, but it does definitely kick off a, like, 2022 and 2023 are going to be really big Star Wars years. Um,
Hmm. Yeah, finally, we're gonna get
like after
more.
all this Marvel stuff, and then like think about Marvel, like they're not also not stopping. So it's gonna be both of those franchises are gonna have huge years.
I
Um,
heard that they are working on 31.
something like that. I'm like, what?
Victoria Alonso, who is the, like one of the head people there,
Yeah,
said, yeah, 31 projects that they are working on.
for the MCU. So that can mean
Yeah.
movies, TV show, like live action, and maybe some more animated stuff. Like I like What If. Um, so
Yeah. I'm really, we'll talk about it in a minute, but
yeah.
I'm really enjoying what if.
But yeah, like and we're gonna have Obi-Wan Kenobi, Andor, um, Bad Batch season 2, and then going into 2023, Ahsoka, and then also you know I think production on Patty Jenkins' movie starts
Hmm.
next year and then gets released in 2023 also. So exciting stuff for Star Wars.
Yeah.
It means I just need more room on my shelves.
Right.
Man, I can't keep up.
All right. Moving on. I have on my list the new trailer for Encanto. It just kind of hit us with the poster and the trailer, and I loved it. Like, it's very interesting. A friend of mine said, "Did it seem dark to you?" Which I guess it does on some level, but
Yeah, I guess that.
I think there always has to be some kind of conflict
Oh yeah.
in a movie. Otherwise, what are you going to watch?
Hmm.
And I think that this kind of like taking away this family who is used to having these superpowers, all of a sudden, you know, will not have them. And then you have one unpowered person who is the key to saving them.
Hmm.
And I like that. I think that it's very funny. I think that I'm really getting to like Mirabelle, the main character, and yeah, I thought it was a really good trailer.
Yeah, I like how it's the house is a character. Like that's
Hmm.
where all of their abilities, special gifts, talents are tied to that house, and something's going on with the house. And I
Right.
like how it, they refer to it as a person, like Casita.
Yeah.
Um, so that's kind of like I like the first teaser. Like I didn't know what to expect. Like what is this about? Now I get a little bit of it, and I'm way more intrigued than I was before. So
Yeah, I agree because they were just kind of introducing her, but and it's like everybody has superpowers, but what is the show? What is the movie about? So
right,
now we're getting into that, and yet without telling us, what's going to
much,
happen.
yeah.
I think that's really good. I can't wait for this
And
movie.
I am looking forward to like Stephanie Beatrice. If you watch her
Yeah,
on Brooklyn Nine, this
right.
is going to be totally not that character.
What's nice is that I don't hear her voice.
Yeah, I didn't
You know what
know
I
until
mean?
I saw like it listed. That's who's playing Mirabelle. I'm like, what? That's awesome.
Right. Yeah, I just don't hear her voice, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like her.
But I think she was fine. I mean, like that whole thing with the bird, where she like something about like you're gonna help me or whatever, and the bird flies off. Okay, well, you just left. Thanks. Very dry delivery, which was fun.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it again around my
Hmm.
birthday. So November
Yeah.
24th is when it comes out.
November when?
24th.
Oh, November 20. I was going to say, if it was around your birthday, that might try to go to El Capitan, but by that time we'll have gone back.
Yeah,
So,
it's later
anyway,
that week.
right.
It's actually like
Why couldn't you time your birthday
it's
to
Thanksgiving.
Encanto?
It's like Thanksgiving. week that comes out, right?
Yeah. Which they usually do. They usually do it on Thanksgiving.
Like it's the day before Thanksgiving,
Mhm.
which would be crazy because I don't know how everyone else is, but like Wednesday for me on Thanksgiving is crazy day because that's when I. So in my family, I'm the one who does Thanksgiving, so
Yeah.
I am. That's when I'm stressed and like I have planned things and prep things and stuff. So I probably won't see it that day, or it'll be hard because I got tickets to Comic Con. I think I didn't mention this to you.
Oh, that's right.
So Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con's having their like special edition thing. So I got tickets to it.
Is it going to be at the convention center like normal?
Yes, it is.
Wow. Wow.
But I feel like it's gonna harken back to like the days before, like the old days, like when it's
Huh.
literally a comic convention and not a super huge media movie big studio event.
Yeah.
So I was just curious to see what it is. Um, what they did, I think what they did is to mitigate the crowds, is that they put it on a holiday weekend, and you had to buy all 3 days. You could not buy individual days.
Wow.
So I bought all 3 days because I had no choice. But I'm not gonna. I don't plan on going there all 3 days. I think Saturday, and then we'll see how it is and see if I go back on Sunday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why I don't know when I'm gonna be able to watch it.
Right. Well, have fun at that.
Also, comes out Tuesday night because
Yeah.
normally movies when they actually get released the day before for whatever reason. So maybe if
Hmm.
it's on Tuesday, I'll go. Like Tuesday night.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, why don't you move to your next topic?
Yeah, speaking of no shelf space, so Hasbro uh, released is going to be releasing a George Lucas Black Series figure. So it's George Lucas as a stormtrooper in the
That's
six
funny.
inch in the 6-inch scale, which I
Yeah.
of course pre-ordered. So it's now sold out on Hasbro, but I think you might be able to get it. It's not an exclusive, so you can get it at different retailers. But I got it through.
It's probably just pre-order is sold out,
Yeah,
and then you can.
I got it through Amazon, but it's going to be released on May 1st,
May 1st.
2022.
Makes
So
sense.
it looks funny because it's literally like a stormtrooper body with George Lucas's head on it.
Yeah.
But it's part of their whole 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm thing. So I
You
had
know
to
what I
get it.
need? I need George Lucas as a Funko because I have Stan Lee, I have Jim Henson, I have Walt Disney. All I
Um,
need is George Lucas, and I got all the people who defined my childhood.
oh man, I now I just realized I should probably try to find the Stan Lee Marvel Legends figure and have him next to George Lucas.
They have a Stan Lee Marvel Legends figure.
Yeah, they released it a while ago. I don't know if they still have it. You probably third or reseller market somewhere.
I will have to search this later.
Yeah, I think it comes with the Captain Shield.
Right.
But yeah. Um, to continue still a whole bunch of Black Series or like this Hasbro figures coming out that are celebrating
Hmm.
50th anniversary. That's a pretty funny one. But then there's rumors that Omega from the Bad Batch is going to be coming out soon. Also,
Mm.
still waiting for the Luke and Leia from Rise of the Resistance figures to come out. That's been rumored for a while.
Luke and Leia Rise of the Resistance?
Yeah, the training, the flashback,
Oh.
the training scene.
Oh. A Rise of the Resistance?
Yeah, remember there's a flashback to Luke and Leia training with lightsabers.
Don't you mean Rise of Skywalker?
Oh, yeah, whatever.
I was like, where are they in Rise of the Resistance?
Rise of Skywalker. I know.
You're like same thing.
Same thing. Same time period.
Right.
But yeah. So.
Okay. All right. Well, moving on. I just wanted to just talk about What If for a second because I just think that it's gotten really interesting since the last time we talked about it. That episode with Killmonger
Mm-hmm.
was really dark.
It's gotten like
Actually,
it's gotten
that one
dark,
and the
and then
last one.
there's then they had a little reprieve of the darkness
Right.
episodes, and then they got this one. But
God, the last one. Oh my God.
there's a lot of people whose critique of the series is that it feels like there's no they're looking at it in a weird way where each episode needs to have a traditional narrative, like establish the characters and then do this. I'm like, the What If is not built on telling the story of the character. It's literally going like, it's on the premise that the story
And the
that
character.
happens and the characters, and literally, as the title suggests, but what if?
What if? Right.
Right? So it's not like they don't need to spend time telling you who Star Lord is or telling you
Yeah.
who T'Challa is. They're assuming that if you're watching something, or in the comic books, if you're reading a what if, you know the original version of that story to understand that we're going to change things. Like, what if blah, 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 blah happened.
Right.
So,
Is there anybody in the chat that is watching What If as well? Just curious. Anybody there still? um. Anyway, the last episode was crazy, and basically, it's what if Ultron succeeded,
dark.
and
Yeah.
that moment when Thanos comes to
Yeah.
invade Earth and he sees him, and it was just like, dun 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 bum.
Yeah. It was funny. There's like we don't get into spoiler territory, but like some people don't understand like why didn't that happen in the movies or whatever, and like there's a different set of circumstances that happened.
Right.
I mean that's why this is a what if story, you know, but yeah, as a whole, like everything is starting to come together where these aren't really what seemingly could be thought of as disjointed stories of like, what happens if this happens? What happens if that happens?
Yes.
There is a overall narrative on why we're looking at these characters and different situations, and especially at the end of this episode, you know,
Totally.
yeah, it's just I definitely at the end of the episode I was like, I knew it was coming. I'm like, oh my god, there's only like a minute left.
Yeah.
like, man, I gotta wait till next week to see what happens.
Right. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Yeah,
Just so good. I like how they have like they had that intense kind of Killmonger episode, followed by the lighthearted Thor episode,
which I love that episode.
and that was a fun episode.
It
That was
needed to be. I think it needed to be the fun episode.
right, and you know that Chris Hemsworth had a good time with that one.
Yeah, and Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, and Tom. I think Tom Hiddleston just enjoys doing the Marvel stuff. Like I think he, when he came out as Loki at Comic
Oh
Con,
yeah.
and he was just
Say my
so
name.
yeah. I think he just loves that character, and which is great.
Yeah,
So
I mean, like, if you told me that Loki was going to be a key component to all of the MCU back 10, 11 years ago, I've been like, Loki?
right,
The dude with the horns?
right. But he's so popular,
Now I'm
it,
like, Team Loki.
right. He was like the first like great villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, that's when they
Yeah.
started to flip that. Villains weren't just
Right.
like Obadiah and I can't even remember the ones from Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
Whiplash
Uh,
and like, and then Thor, especially Thor 2, Dark World. Like,
right.
I know it's a dark
Malekith.
elf, Malik. Yeah, I'm like, eh. You know what I mean? He's not
Yeah.
memorable, really.
Yeah, they had like a series of not memorable
Villains, or
villains.
like your typical superhero movie villains. You know,
Right.
like I think if
And
they had to redo Obadiah, I think they would have changed it because it did make. At the end of the day, his whole thing did not make sense.
mhm,
What did he actually think he was going to accomplish? Well, I understand the whole Tony Stark part, but like the ending, like what did he think was going to happen the next day if he won?
right.
Like if he defeated, spoiler alert from a movie 10 years ago, but like if he defeated Iron Man and killed Pepper Potts, like
Oh my
next
God.
day it would have been fine. Like, oh, and also Shield knew what's going on, so like you think he was just going to be like, oh, what happened to Tony Stark and Pepper Potts? And I guess Shield is going to say nothing about what
Hmm.
Obadiah was. Like that made no sense. I get it from a action movie narrative, sure, but nowadays I think they think out the consequences. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
so
I think Vulture was the next great villain in the MCU. Like Loki, then you just kind of had like and then Vulture, who was so interesting. Um,
yeah,
and
it still
his
is.
the way that they did his backstory and things, it was just really interesting. And then after that, like all their villains have been
Zemo
like
again,
really
like 11 years ago, if you told me
hmm
Loki, Vulture,
right. Vulture,
like just looking at his
Vulture,
costume from the comics,
Mysterio,
Mysterio, Zemo with the purple beanie mask.
right?
I'm like, those guys?
Yeah, but they are
Yeah,
good.
yeah, definitely. So
Yeah.
awesome, awesome. So how many more episodes is the next one the
I
last
don't
one of the
know.
season?
I feel
What
like it's
number are
gonna
we
be
at
the last one. Like I feel like they're going to tie everything together
together?
within this because they had evil Doctor Strange come back, and I just feel like there's going to be
Like
more
how it's evil Doctor
in that.
Strange. It's not really evil Doctor Strange.
Yeah, well, it's like
It's
yeah,
darker Doctor Strange.
but you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Um.
Heartbroken Doctor Strange.
Yeah. 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 But yeah. I hope there's another season. But then again, I don't know how this all ties into what's
I would
going
love
on
another
with.
season.
Like, obviously, this has to tie into what's going to go on with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Hmm.
And I'm not sure how much of this multiverse stuff is going to play into the whole story of Spider-Man No Way Home.
Right.
So we'll see. But like those two movies, and then the Eternals, because the Eternals have all this power, but their
Hmm.
mandate, kind of like the Watcher, is like we don't interfere, right?
Right.
And we see why the Watcher does what he does, and like what is it that the Eternals come out of, you know, being passive? Like what's the deal? Which we'll find out pretty soon,
Hmm.
right? Another 2 months or so.
I think so.
When does that? Does that come out the same time as Encanto?
Yeah.
Man, when does the
Right.
Eternals come out?
November 12th, 16th,
November 5th. Ooh,
November 5th.
so just a little over a month we have.
Yeah. I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Good, because then I could open my figures.
There you go.
Because I
Get to
had the
open for
Shang-Chi figures on my floor for months.
everything. You need a new shelf.
Yeah, so, yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, why don't we move on to your last topic there?
Yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about my experience now, and like, I know we have a lot of viewers from the Florida area.
Hmm.
Just the Disneyland reservation system being a Dream Key holder, and how it's probably not exactly the way they wanted it. They's in Disney, and definitely the way I was hoping it would go. But like, it's getting harder to like. I always knew that you couldn't just on a whim go to the parks.
Really?
But like in the first couple of days and maybe first couple of weeks, it was easy to go on a weekday.
Hmm.
Even at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, if I'm like, I think I'll go after work. What I found this week, and since probably the Halloween season started, is that day of you can't really get a pass. There's no reservations. Weekends are even worse because like you gotta if you can't just I thought, okay, maybe if you plan a little bit ahead, like a week or two, you can go on the weekend.
Hmm.
Weekends are starting to fill out crazy, like, um, so it's one of those things where I think what people are doing is just like, I'm gonna get this weekend, and if I don't go, I have until like that Friday to cancel it, right?
Right.
And I think this makes it harder for people to be like, well, how do I plan now? Because people who legitimately want to plan to go like to the parks on a weekend in a month need to plan that 2-3 months in advance, and I
Yeah.
think it's going to get worse as the holidays approach. So
Especially, yeah. I mean, as soon as we decided to go to your birthday, because that's Thanksgiving,
yeah,
that's around Thanksgiving,
yeah,
I booked, I did a reservation. So
yeah.
right away.
I've booked like I thought in the beginning like 6 reservations. Oh, that's enough. It's
Mhm.
not anymore. Like I have already all 6 of mine set until like December. Um,
Yeah.
and so if I choose to go on a random day like I did yesterday, which is not really random, I had to get that day a couple days before, because I still do my like I want to go to the park just to walk around thing
Hmm.
on the weekdays. I have to only do that one day at a time. So my plan of going every Monday and Wednesday is not actually doable because I have to wait to because I have one free kind of floating day because I have 5 reservations that I can't move. So I have
Hmm.
one day, so I have to go reserve. That's my 6th. Then once I go, I can reserve again. So I can't do Monday and Wednesday anymore,
Yeah.
or I can't be like, hey, I have to hope by chance that once I go on a Monday, Wednesday is still open.
Right.
So I don't
Yeah.
know. I think the whole reservation system is not great,
Hmm.
but then again, I don't think there was a good way to do this besides going back to what we did before. But even then, that wasn't that great either because there was a lot of overcrowding and
Yeah.
whatnot.
It's interesting. For me, it's not as bad because I have to plan anyway.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like I can't just go there. So usually have so I haven't had a hard time getting reservations, but I can imagine for locals, it definitely is a harder
yeah.
situation.
Like let me look at the schedule and I'll tell you like
Hmm.
weekend wise what's available still as of the September 30th.
Yeah.
Um, I love the I love the Disney site. It's my favorite.
Are you looking it up?
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Ba-do-do-do-do.
What?
So, There's one Saturday available in October.
Wow.
There is two. The last weekend of November is available,
Hmm. That's interesting.
and for December, um, a lot of on the weekends. A lot of it. The only one that's available is starting at California Adventure,
Uh huh.
and then that's all they go through. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, like you know,
I wonder if I'm gonna have to book for my birthday.
like once January opens, I
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Like I don't know when. I don't know if they're gonna open it like tomorrow if the next month is available.
Right.
Um, but I would definitely if you plan on going on your birthday.
Yeah.
What days your birthday fall on now? Or this
I
year
don't
is?
know. It's the 11th.
Yeah, that's
Whatever
like a
day it is.
Tuesday. So I don't know if you want to go be here the weekend before or after. So the 8th or the 15th.
Right. Probably. Probably one of those.
But once you do, let me know.
Okay. I definitely will.
Unless you don't want me there. I
What?
said, unless you don't want me there.
Yeah. I don't want you there. No to Rich.
I should though. Before that happens, make a cousin Rich shirt.
Yeah.
I do kind of want a
I think you
shirt with
should.
our logo on it.
Yes, yes, you should make a shirt with your and it says Cousin Rich
Cousin
with the
Rich.
logo. Oh my god, that would be so awesome.
I should. I go look. Okay, I'll look into
Yeah.
that.
All right. Well, anything else you want to say about the reservation system?
No, if anyone is watching this now or later, have any opinions on it, or
Hmm.
like I'm curious, like what is it like for the Florida folks? Like, is it the same kind of frustrations that we have, or is it different? Is it like more
Yeah,
open?
that's what yeah, because like take for instance with the happily ever after, like do they even have yeah. I mean, apparently it was like so crowded
Oh, yeah,
that you couldn't move.
yeah,
And so that's really interesting. Um,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I have no idea.
Like,
Although I have friends who live there and they wanted to go to Magic Kingdom on the anniversary
hmm
on Friday, tomorrow, but they couldn't get it. So
oh man.
they're going to go to Epcot.
Though I do know, like, I know from watching some vloggers from Disneyland that
Yeah.
they, or not from Disneyland, from the ones I follow from Florida, like some of them got their reservations as soon as they could for that day because they knew,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
So that I mean, those I understand those days. Like I can't
Hmm.
expect to go to Disneyland on like a holiday
Hmm.
weekend the day of. Make that plan. Like I get that, but like a random Wednesday in October,
Yeah, that's.
like I don't want to plan weeks in advance to do that. You know what I mean?
I have a feeling that Walt Disney World has eased its restriction more than Disneyland.
Probably. I know
Yeah,
Disneyland is definitely not at capacity yet. Just judging by the parking lots,
right,
because I've been there when it's a normal day and the parking
right,
lots are crazy. So
right, right.
there's still empty areas of the parking lot. So
Hmm.
yeah, I mean you'll see. Like my video, I commented on how busy it looked on a random Wednesday
Yeah, well,
at
Halloween
at
season
like
is
6 o'clock.
always.
Yeah, I mentioned that. Like I think Halloween to the end of like the holidays usually is the busiest. So
Mhm.
there's that. So we'll see. I'm curious to see what it's going to be like in January and February when it's kind of the slowest
Yeah, that's a slow
areas.
season. So
Yeah.
that's why I always like the fact that my birthday was during the slow season.
I
So
know. Like
I'm hoping it's be
after
easy.
all these years growing up in Chicago and having my birthday in like the winter months and I couldn't do anything and finally
Yeah.
coming here. But like my birthday usually falls right around Thanksgiving, so it's always a busy time at the parks.
Right.
But speaking of my birthday, I do have my bounding outfit complete.
Nice.
I'm
Nice.
I'm gonna be bounding because I can't technically dress up as Luke Skywalker, but the hologram, like the projection, astral projection crate version of Luke Skywalker.
That's awesome.
With everything is not costume, so it's all normal clothes, but I have it so it resembles. That's what bounding is. So,
Right.
but by no means should anyone else who's coming to my birthday feel obligated to bound.
Yes, I'll probably just wear a t-shirt. Star Wars t-shirt.
One of these days, I want to rig your scooter to have like, like a
That would be
vehicle.
fun. Yeah, make it a X-wing.
We should
That
make
would
it.
be
We should
hard
make
to get
it the.
around.
We should make it a Grogu pram.
Yes. Oh my God, that would be awesome. We'll
Yes,
have to do
one
that
of these
sometime.
days.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about?
No. You.
Well, I'm good.
All right.
So anyway, all right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. I don't know if anybody's still there, but thank you for those of you who are still
Mm-hmm.
there for joining us. And if you are not subscribed already, we'd love it if you would subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications and do like this post as it really does help us out. Visit us on all of our socials. Visit our website at www.castlescavesandclones.com. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you later.
Yep.
Bye.
Catch you on the flip side.